Hello and welcome to another York Sports Network stream. Today, we present to you boys lacrosse. It's the home opener here at Clarence D. East Field. I'm Connor Choi. With me is Luca DeSanto. And Luca, it's a beautiful day here for some lacrosse. What are we looking for in today's matchup?
Yeah, obviously, Connor, not only the home opener here for the Dukes, but also the season opener here. You know, you have a lot of additions coming to this, but you also have a lot of people returning for York here. And Maine South, also an incredible ball club. So this will be a matchup of two Titans for sure.
Yeah, York ranked at number 7 in the preseason top 10 for Illinois lacrosse. And they've had a really good past couple of years, really building up just a winning culture and an overall incredible program. And now they'll be on full display here in the first game in the middle of March. Now just moments away from the first face-off of the year for the Dukes. It'll be Fenton Helm facing off against Isaac Gustashaw. And we're off. And the Dukes win the first face-off, but Helm gets tripped up, and now it's recovered nicely. Now they're just going to slow things down here. Go behind the goal. Going all the way around. Nice pass, the shot, and it's going to be knocked down. But the Dukes are able to pick it right back up. And they'll go for it again. High-paced offensive attack. That's what this team really just revolves around. They always want to keep their opponents. They never want to let them settle in early on defense, and that's why they were able to be such an effective program last year, Luca.
Yeah, absolutely, Connor. I mean, you see the
And
fast
there's
place.
the shot and the score. Just as we were talking about the fast play, they go right in, and they're able to get the first point of the day, and that's Adam Crum on the goal. And just like that, the Dukes have an early lead, 1-0. Helm to face it off again. Just 56 seconds into game time, and they are able to score. Helm, this one gets popped up, and he's able to get it. A little bit of a shove. Now Helm off to the races, taking a lot of contact. Now spins around in some trouble. He's got to look downfield. And there's going to be a flag. It's going to be a penalty. Still working behind the goal.
Duke's now trying to push the pace a bit more.
Yeah, now they go right back and slow it down a little bit. So they just really don't have that opening. And Luca, even though they play with a fast pace, they're never trying to force anything towards the goal when they don't have to. They know they have the ability to slow things down when they want. Pass down low, the shot and the score once again. The Dukes strike very quickly, and it is now a 2-0 game.
Yeah, York already scoring here within the first 3 minutes of the game. Joshua Rennick with the goal.
Reddick. Just a freshman, but he's already making an impact early this game. Interesting roster. You know, just a lot of different kids from all sorts of ages kind of together on this team. But, you know, lacrosse is really big in Elmhurst, Luke, and I think it's just starting to expand, you know, really across the country. But it's been big in Elmhurst for a while. And
there's a little slip there.
Yeah, Connor, I mean, lacrosse is such a big sport here in Elmhurst, like you were saying, and I feel like, you know, in the beginning of any season, you're going to see a larger roster as teams are trying to find their rotations and whatnot. So these are always good games to experiment with if you're York.
Absolutely, and the whistle blown. It's going the other way. When they fish out the ball. Long run for Evan Gahn, had to go all the way into the tool shed. And they're going to go with a long pass. And bringing it up. Oh, in midfield, there's a collision. Ball pops out, but it's able to be recovered by the Dukes. And Luca, I know it's only early in the game, but they're really dominating time of possession. There's a long pass across the field.
York really just picking up from where they left off last season, Connor. I mean, Maine South is kind of nowhere to be found right now. They gotta wake up and realize York has it in high gear right now.
Absolutely. Still a lot of time left to do it. Here's the bounce, and this one's going to go out of bounds. Try to get it to bounce in, but just a little too much force into there, and it bounces over the goal. They get it back in. Now the Dukes still on their offensive attack. Really haven't had to play much defense so far in this game. Going into the goal, and the ball comes out, but pretty uncontested is Nicholas Bartlett, and he's able to pick it up. Oh, pass just missed. That was just out of reach.
Now, Connor, a fast-paced team, you got to also make sure you're not playing it too fast here. Making sure you're making the right decisions. Keeping level-headed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they had an opportunity. I mean, they did have an opportunity to get Seamus Wicklow, but they just weren't able to connect on the pass. There's nothing you could really do there. They're able to get it back, but now they just slow things down. Danny Wagner's going to come out. Wicklow back in. This one gets hit out from behind. Good defense there from the Hawks. Bennett Jones now. This one's not going to go. Not really sure what it hit off of. Wicklow has it now. Go to Jones. run towards the goal, now spin around and send it back up.
Not sure what exactly they're calling here, but
Someone's mouth guard fell out.
So they're just going to pick it back up from where they were behind the net.
Yeah, Bartlett's mouth guard fell out and was on the floor. The ref almost stepped on it. That's why he stopped it dead. And there's the shot, and it's not going to go. Simon Kodowski on that last attempt just wasn't able to get it down. Here's a bounce, and he tried skipping it in again. This one's also not going to go. And South on the attack. Gavin Smith, sophomore midfielder, with it.
This is really important here for Maine South. I mean, they really haven't been able to hold for possession, so they really got to take this slow and find the best shot possible to tighten this up as best they can in the first.
Absolutely. This could be the one and only opportunity they get early in the first part of this game, the first 12 minutes, so you just never know. Here's the shot. This one's not going to go. Bounced up and out of bounds. Nice save by John Kevin. They try again, hits off the side of the goal and ricochets and goes all the way down.
York now within the 20-yard line.
They're really living just well in the Maine South territory here. Just doing an excellent job. Kind of just hanging around. They're really starting to slow it down now, you know. Nothing much. Shot, they go behind the goal. No one was open in the middle. Shot on the net. Spin move, they just get it out now. Crum with it.
Quick recovery there by York, almost lost it. Got to make sure you hold on to those when you know Maine South's going to have numbers on the other side, too.
Yeah, they're just waiting to pounce on the ball. But a great recovery. This one, a bad pass. Crum can't come down with it, and now Maine South starting to flip the field. They're on the offensive. Pass that was out of reach for Mullen, but he comes down with it.
Flag is thrown here on Maine South. So York will take it up the other way.
Maine South on the offensive. Now they go around. They swing it out to Gavin Smith. Smith, high pass over to Mullen. Now this one skips around, goes behind the goal, recovered by Jack Handley. And now it's back to Gavin Smith. And this one's a high pass, and this one will still be recovered by Maine South, and they keep possession, starting to build on a little bit of a longer possession of their own, but this one's scooped up. There's no one in the net. Duke's in some trouble. John is fighting for it, and he's able to knock it free. John lost his glove. Just a little bit of an equipment malfunction. Oh no, it's a shoe. Oh, he's putting the shoe back on. He got the right shoe on. He got his stick, He's good to go.
York pacing themselves a bit here, taking it up. Almost.
John needs some help. He's really taking a beating from the stick. He's running a long way. He gets rid of it. Bennett Jones now swings it over. Oh, Evan Gaughan wasn't looking, but Crum is right behind him to scoop it up. Crum with it, getting it knocked up. Still able to hang on. Now spins around and gives it up to Nicholas Bartlett. Wicklow just with a quick dump off to Bartlett. Jones goes behind, and now they try to get it to Wicklow, but this one's just going to be in the middle, and there's a sea of black there to pick it up. They're in some trouble. Crum able to knock it out, but Smith able to pick it right back up, and then whistle blown.
So a timeout will be called here by Maine South. So with that, we will take a short break. You are watching York Sports Network.
We welcome you back from the timeout here. Score remains 2-0 with 1:52 left to go in the first quarter of this season opener, as well as the home opener for the boys lacrosse team. Maine South on the offensive here, bringing it up. Gets it to go way behind the net. Out to Smith. Now Ethan Fogarty with it. Smith dumps it off to Cotellas. And the ball is popped out, recovered by John. John swings it to Danny Wagner. Wagner running a country mile, and this one just pops out. Gone. Can't get it. Now he does. And he'll run back about 10 yards and kind of reset. Crum with it. Now over to Jones, who is able to just scoop it up. Now Wicklow. Jones shoots and scores, and it's going to make it 3-0.
What a great play executed there by York, Connor.
Goal by number 25, Bennett Jones, his first of the evening.
I mean, you see right behind, you have Seamus who jumps in right in front of the ball, gives it up to Jones. Jones hesitates, then shoots it. It was a really, really elite play there by York.
Face-off is won by the Dukes. This time it's a new face. It's Simon Kadoski scooping it up. And now Jones, once again, who just scored. He's running all the way down. They got 4 seconds to make something happen.
He's going to wrap around.
And he can't get it to go. And that's how the first quarter ends. But
nearly missed.
Yeah, just barely missed. And the Dukes, with a dominant first quarter, take a lead 3-0. Luca, what is Maine South going to have to do to kind of try and will themselves back in the game? Still a lot of time to go, but can't let things get more out of hand.
Yeah, Connor, I mean, the main problem right now is Maine South has had no time with the ball at all. They've had no time to execute anything on their side, you know. And when they have, they've either been hounded or they've just been making way too quick and costly decisions. That's what's really going to cost you in this game right now. So they take a 3-0 deficit now. They gotta get something done soon.
Absolutely. We'll be back for the rest of the first half here at Clarence D. Eastfield. You're watching York Boys Lacrosse here on York Sports Network. We welcome you back here at Clarence D. Eastfield with a second quarter, I should say, of this lacrosse game. Sorry, just lost my train of thought for a moment. Second quarter of this boys lacrosse game here at Clarence D. East Field, where the Dukes have a 3-0 lead. Kodowski on his second face-off of the day, able to win it. And a couple of sticks go flying. Kodowski picks it up. He's able to get it over to behind the goal. To Blake Rieger, the senior.
Yeah, Blake Rieger, a familiar face coming back for the Dukes here. Incredible junior season last year for York.
Absolutely. That's someone you got to, that's a name, if you're up to date with the lacrosse programs, that's definitely a name you'd remember from last year. Jones behind the goal, just going back and forth with Rieger. Crum being poked, not going to give. Now sends it over to Reddick. Spin move by Rieger, now slowing it down. Tries to cut closer to the goal, going to shoot, but instead it goes off. And the pickup by Reddick is not going to happen as he gets pushed, and it's recovered by Maine South.
Maine South going to try and push it here.
Brendan Owens now tried giving it to Jake Showalter. Instead gets a whistle called on him, and now they go. The shot and the score for the Dukes to make it 4-0. Blake Rieger gets his first goal this season.
Yeah, Connor, everyone in the backfield there for York saw that. They just saw Maine South lacking, just standing there, not ready for the play to start. So they were able to get 2 quick passes off, 1 more extra touch on the inside, and were able to get a quick and easy goal. And that is playmaking.
Absolutely. Makes it a 4-0 ball game now with just about 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. Kodowski wins his 3rd face-off of the day, so he's 3 for 3 so far. Doing an incredible job. Now Rieger tried to give it, but instead it goes over the net. What an interesting series of events. Rieger tried hitting the pass, but no one was looking. It was scooped up. Now the Dukes are going to have to try again. And the shot and the goal. This one is good, and just like that, they're able to get it through.
It's a 5-0 ball game here at Clarence D. East Field, folks. Maine South really needs to wake up now.
Bennett Jones picks up the second score.
Excuse me, 4-0 game. 5-0 game.
It was just 4-0. Scoreboard's a little slow, Luca.
Gotcha.
Never trust the scoreboard. I learned that yesterday. Never trust the scoreboard. Only trust your gut. Helm able to buy his teammates loads of time. And now they're back on the offensive once again.
Speaking of false scoreboards, we had a scoreboard malfunction, obviously, in the scrimmage game, along with other malfunctions on that stream. We would just like to tell you, as though it said Team Perry did win 1-0. Team Lawdice did win that game.
9-1.
9-1.
Dominant win for Lawton's team. The Dukes take their first game. Play their first game, I should say, on Monday against St. Viator when they come to town. It will be a chilly one, so we'll see if Viator will still want to play the game with the school. They canceled last year when those two teams were supposed to face off, but you never know. Jump shot and a score, an absolutely disgusting goal from number 22, Andrew Mullen.
Great move there by Mullen. He was in the air, going around, Just got a quick shot. Looked like a Kareem skyhook almost the way he scored that. That was incredible.
I could do that. Makes it a 5-1 ball game here. 8.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter, and Maine South able to get a score for the first time in the night, but not after the Dukes tack on 2 of their own here in the second quarter. So it's good that the offensive game is waking up, but they're also going to have to start getting some stops defensively because it feels like the Dukes' success rate is incredible. Helm just runs somebody over and gets him rolling on the ground. Now nice pass, the shot, and the goal. Number 36, Joshua Reddick, his second of the night, makes it a 6-1 game, and the Dukes really starting to pile on the points now, Luca. They only had 3 in the first quarter. Now they already have 3 in the second quarter, and there's only 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah. And there's still 8 minutes and 20 seconds left.
And Connor, I mean, that was a 2-touch possession there. Reddick was able to score off that pass from Helm. Helm was just able to run through his defenders, and that was just a quick, easy score, only 2 touches.
Yeah, who needs fancy spin moves when you can just run them over? But I think that also saved him a lot of time, too, so no one was really back there. So it's almost better that he ran him over. And this one's just squirting around, and no one's able to get it before the whistle. They award it to the Dukes, so Helm wins yet another face-off. Now Evan Gaughan turning on the Jets. He's running down, gives it to Reddick, but it's off the top of his stick, and he's able to scoop it back up. Reddick over to Crum. Jones goes behind the goal. Wicklow to Jones. Now to Crum. Crum, hard shot, but it's just going to get poked away. Nice save by Quinn Weber, sophomore goalie. Rieger goes behind the goal. Wicklow now with it. And this one's going to skip, and it's going to be just a little bit left.
York's going to push it again here.
Yeah, they're just...
Excuse me, Maine South.
Yeah, Maine South. But now they've got some momentum, literally, as they were all barreling down the field. Cotelis just kicks it up behind the net. Jump again, but this one's not going to be able to go in this time. Mullen tried with the same shot again, just from a worse angle. He's not able to get it to fall down. I don't know about you, Luca, but don't you just think it's interesting that Jack Kevin is the only one wearing sweatpants out there? Just I've seen lots of goalies wear sweatpants, but I don't know. That's just like one of the more interesting things. I don't know. To me, it's like lacrosse has a more casual attire.
Yeah, not a crazy dress code, you know? Meanwhile, for track, you got to wear the shortest stuff one can find.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're the goalie for lacrosse, I mean, that's not going to be a lot of mobility. I mean, you're operating in a 3x3 box, you know? It's nothing to worry about running around.
Especially when it's chilly. I feel like sweatpants, it's got to be just a great thing to have on because you're not running like you just said. And this one nearly scooped up, and they're going to let it go out. But it's going to be awarded to Maine South. It was looked to be last touched by either Rieger or Danny Wagner.
Scooped up by York now, though.
Yeah, Rieger on the offensive swings it. Jones over to Reddick, who can't handle it. Couldn't corral it in. That's going to go out of bounds. They were in prime position for another goal. Reddick with a missed opportunity could have given himself the hat trick.
Yeah, Reddick was all alone there, too. I mean, it was just him and the goalie. Fortunately, not able to get it that time. York's going to call a timeout here. We'll step aside shortly.
5 minutes, 25 seconds left to go in this second quarter. You're watching York Boys Lacrosse here on York Sports Network. We welcome you back from the timeout here at Clarence D. East Field. 5 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the first half of this ball game. Dukes with a commanding 6-1 lead over the Maine South Hawks. Maine South going to start out with an open net, but they're able to get out of the danger zone. Oh, and he gets thrown to the ground. The ball is loose. Rieger checked him.
Oh.
You know, Luca's not so used to seeing all this, like, throwing people to the ground. You know, Luca's more of a track guy.
It's more physical. I love it.
Because Luca's a runner.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll be able to watch the track meet this Friday here on York Sports Network. So that's inside, right?
Yes, indoor.
It's the final,
Indoor conference.
Dukes try and take it home.
Yeah, a lot to see there, obviously. You know, you could see if Brady Golem will once again break the Fieldhouse record for the 800, and also if Gavin Scher will set another Fieldhouse record, too, in the pole vault.
So what I found out, Luca, Gavin Scher is a nationally ranked pole vaulter.
Gavin Scher is a nationally ranked pole vaulter.
So there's a lot of talent all around, you know.
That is why York is first in the state in Class 3A for track and field right now.
Number 7 for Lacrosse. They were ranked as the 6th best team in the the North Central region according to Baseball America.
Yeah, I mean, coming in top 10 for a lot this spring season. We got it all here. I mean, then you have girls soccer too, which undeniably good. Unfortunately, only, I believe, 4 home games this season though.
6.
6 home games, yeah, very limited amount.
They put a lot of home games last year, and I think they're in a couple tournaments too, looking at the schedule, just at neutral sites. York, unfortunately, not hosting any of those tournaments, but, you know, they had a lot of these teams with great additions like we're talking about, and there's just a scuffle for the ball right now, and Maine South's going to pick it up. And the ball comes loose again. Who's got it this time? Haven't gone. Tried to run away with it.
Group of six guys huddling around for the ball there. They're gonna say
all
it's
out
gonna
skirmish.
Yeah, they're gonna say it's gonna
looked like some Duke on Duke action too.
Yeah.
Just maybe close your eyes and
just swing at anyone you can find.
Just whack.
Ref's discussing which way it's going.
It's so hard to tell with the amount of people
Yeah.
in there, you know. Still figuring it out.
Looks like it's going to go.
No, it's going to go to York.
Yeah, it's going to go York's way.
It's going to go York's way, so even though there were more Dukes there, Maine South loses the possession. But yeah, we talked about like the additions for this team, and I think the big thing with additions and part of the reason why they were ranked so high, they've got a lot of depth, you know. They got some underclassmen depth just looking at Simon Kadosky, a sophomore, Sam Capotis, a sophomore, Jack War, another sophomore, 2 freshmen, Madden Mikulski and Joshua Reddick. And just looking a little bit further, Carson Forsberg, another sophomore, and Landon McQuade, another sophomore. So they've got quite a few underclassmen on this roster that just provides the depth that the upperclassmen provide, you know.
Yeah. Then you also have returning sophomores, too, from last year's freshman team, such as Charlie Malcolm or Shane Schrainer, too. It's just so much depth, and that just shows you how much potential and how much future this York team has. I mean, as good as they are right now, there's no sign of them going off a cliff after everyone of this upperclassmen classes graduate.
Yeah, and you know that's like one of the bigger things. It's like when you create a winning culture, you're able to kind of sustain a winning program, and I think that was the biggest concern going into, if you look at like the football season to compare it to kind of the lacrosse program. You know, everyone thought it would be a down year, but they still, you know, made it to the state semifinals.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you have so much incoming talent. That's what's so great about it.
And when you're able to create a winning culture, you're able to create sustained talent, and you know what works and what doesn't work. And that's where I think the lacrosse team is at right now. And I'm not sure if they do it better than any sport besides the cross country and track program here, Luca. So I just feel like they're one of the better ones. I mean, the only sustained dominance we've seen from York is just in the running game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could it be a start of a new chapter with lacrosse, you know, especially with it becoming as big as it has in the past couple years, you know, before everyone knows Elmhurst is a running town. You know, you have the Prairie Path that stretches to neighboring towns, so you can just run for miles, and that's why they've been so dominant across country. But now there's lacrosse everywhere. The shot is no good.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the numbers too. I mean, the enrollment for lacrosse as a sport has just definitely spiked in the past couple of years, especially at York. So, like you said, you just have so many people incoming.
Absolutely. Gone just absolutely bullying Gavin Smith, giving him nowhere to go, and he had to get rid of it. Now it's over to Cotellas. Now Cotellas just drops it off behind the net. Trying to get a wraparound. Instead, it's popped out, and now Evan Gone with it. He's going to send it down, and there Dukes have numbers right now. It's a 4-on-3. They get the pass. The shot is no good. Unfortunate turn of events, but they had numbers going up. Now they're slowing it down. Evian Plata gets it over to Blake Rieger. Now Crum with it. Crum gets pushed. Sets his feet. Now over to Rieger. Rieger with the fake to Plata. Now to Crum. Crum can't handle it, and he pushes it out, and now it's picked up by Maine South, but right back to the Dukes as Crum has it once again over to Wicklow. Wicklow goes behind the net to Plata. Over to Rieger. Now they're slowing it down. Crum, his pass a little bit too short, skips past and goes still remains with the Dukes, but it skipped past number 33, Nick Bartlett. Crum trying to poke this one out, and they do. Bennett Jones scoops it up. Instead, he gets hit.
.45 seconds to go now. York trying to make a move. Maine South taking it up. Going the other way. Wrap around. Trying to get something to go here. You got 8 seconds. Clock winding down. Final shot is they're gonna count it there. That is a goal for Maine South there. Add that to the board for them. There's a bit of a spark there. That was number 11, Gavin Smith there with the goal. So .9 seconds to go here. It'll just be a face-off, and then the buzzer will sound, and we'll head to halftime. 6-2 ball game now. York still leading by 4.
They're going to have to go through this face-off, Luca, despite, they're... Oh, no, they're just going to let it go. Yeah, that makes sense. So we go to halftime with the score, like you said, 6-2. Second half coming up here on York Sports Network. Connor Choi, Luca DeSanto will be back for the second half. Don't go anywhere, just 10 minutes away from the second half. Go check out the water polo stream, though. If you're a big water polo fan, girls water polo with their home opener, you'll be joined by Aiden Reedy, the boys water polo goalie. You're watching York Sports Network. Hello and welcome to the second half of this York boys lacrosse game here. Dukes with a 6-2 lead heading into the start of this third quarter. Finton Helm set for another face-off. Dukes dominated that first half, but you know, Maine South was able to answer with was essentially a last-second goal, but they still got some work to do being down 4, and this is the start they want. They're pushing it up down the field. And some spin move, and then he gets thrown down, and a whistle is blown.
Flag there, too. Penalty on the play. Yeah, Connor, like you said, really just got thrown to the floor.
Maine South to start here. And they're just swinging it around. And bad pass, but no Duke is going to be there. So Maine South with an easy recovery. One off. Almost looked like it went through the net, and there's a
Good effort there on the save.
awkward.
Dove for it.
Yeah, dove for it. It still goes out of bounds, but
So it's going to be
Yeah,
York's.
Duke's gonna get it, pick it up. Nathan Schlief with it. This one bounces in front of him, bounces again. Now he picks it up. He's got room to go. Dumps it off to Jones. Now they go behind the goal. Now Wicklow. Go behind the net. Over to Jones, who just sends it to Wicklow. Right back to Jones. Jones running towards the goal. Now just sends it behind, and there's just a foot race to the ball. Who's going to pick it up? It's going to be Rieger. Not a Wicklow back up top. And they'll start it over again. Crum. Running goes to Rieger. Rieger to Jones. Wicklow. Right back to Jones. Nice little screen there set. They go to Rieger. Hard shot, and this one's knocked down. Nice save.
Right off the foot of the goalie there.
Yeah, good save by Quinn Weber. This one's really high. Who's going to get it? Maine South recovers, and the whistle blow.
Nine minutes, 20 seconds to go here. 6-2 ball game now. York still with a 4-point lead.
Eight minutes, 54 seconds. So probably one of the slower starts we've seen to a quarter. Probably the slowest start out of all three. Rieger goes around the skip, and the shot is saved by Weber once again.
So now 8.5 to go here. York will start with it up top. And ball is in play.
Wicklow over to Jones. Jones with a, not sure where that was going. Too hard to be a pass and too far to the right to be a shot on the goal. So it'll go down as, I'm not really even sure what that goes down as. Threw it about 100 miles an hour. Just in the opposite direction he wanted it to go, and the shot. And that time, that one's on target. And that's going to be Blake Rieger's second of the day.
Number 28, Blake Rieger.
Yeah, Rieger again, one of those people coming back, a familiar name from last season, Connor. I mean, just able to get a nice open look there. Pretty far from the actual net, too.
Ball gets past Kadowski, and it's scooped up. No, now it's back on the floor. Who's got it? Kadowski fighting, can't get it, and now there's a whistle.
So I'm going to say it's going to stay with York here. So they're going to take it up the other way. A couple substitutions being made here by York before the play starts.
And they're being told no sub, so they ought to go back. It's what the extended delay was for. Ref's telling them they can't sub on that play. Rieger in some trouble, needs some help. Can he get the ball first? And he does, but he slips and falls.
He was just having to kick it around there for a second, Connor.
Yeah. Maine South with it. Now Weber. We're going to swing it over to Owens. Owens running with a lot of grass in front of him. Now he just gives it up for Mullen. They're able to split through the defense from York, but now the ball's on the ground. This one's just popped up. Who's going to get it? No one. It goes out. Stays with Maine South. Gavin Smith's shot bounces well in front of the goal and goes out. Some trouble, scooped up, and now running through, and they've got all types of room up ahead.
Flag is thrown on the other side of the field, though.
Jones getting pushed out of bounds, and now Maine South getting to scoop it up.
But they're threw a flag, but they're not stopping play here.
Well, Luca, in lacrosse, flags are thrown when a player's committed a foul, but they're not going to stop the play until after the team loses the possession of the ball.
That's right.
Score remains 7-2. Dukes with it. Wicklow over to Jones. Jones in some trouble. Kicks it out. The shot and the score for Blake Rieger. Make it a hat trick for number 28.
Yeah, Blake Rieger again picking up right where he left off last season. Season opener here. Already starting off with a hat trick, and we are only 6 minutes into the second half, Connor, and he has 2 in this quarter.
8-2 now the score, and Maine South really just doesn't have an answer for this Dukes offense, and they're really starting to just blow this game out of the water. Wicklow checks out with Crum as well as Bartlett. On the face-off, and Dukes really just non-stop, never taking their foot off the gas pedal. Jones can't get it. There's not a lot of action, but now they're Maine South going towards the goal. The shot. No signal yet. No, they call it a goal. It's number 22, Andrew Mullen, number 2. So now back and forth for both teams, 8-3.
5 minutes left here in the third. We'll see if Maine South can make a rally here. They now only trail by 5.
Gone. Running coast to coast to Jones. Now to Rieger off the stick of Reddick. Wicklow just jogging around. Really nothing going yet for him.
Yeah, Wicklow really has been able to get his foot inside the door on a lot of these plays.
Bounces down and a penalty is thrown. Maine South on the attack now. They starting things slow, but starting to set it up. They kick it out. Stepping into one, but no, it's knocked down by Kevin. Kevin going to run a long way before being knocked down, and now Gaughan has it. Ball comes loose. Gaughan got it knocked away from him.
3:19 left to go here in the third. Still 8-3 ball game.
Kevin was looking to launch it all the way down, but instead elects for the little bit of the shorter pass. Hitting Aaron Park.
Subbed into the game.
Really starting to slow down now. And there's going to be, yeah, the penalties fly. You know, the ref on the far side of your screen really getting the flag up there.
Absolutely.
It's just launching it. Wonder if he played baseball or maybe he was a quarterback back in his day.
Yeah, he's just throwing it up in the air like it's nothing.
You could do that, right, Luca?
I mean, I'm sure. It's just, if I'm a ref, I'm scared. If I'm just throwing it up all wild as he tosses it around while he's putting it in his holster, if I'm doing that, I'm scared I'm going to hit a kid. I mean, it's basically, I mean, it's only like a hacky sack, but still, coach won't be happy about that. I mean, that's just a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Lawsuit. This one, ball is loose. Who's got it? Looks like Maine South does, and oh, ref's letting a lot of contact slide. York defense is prevailing. It's scooped up and sent out. Running down this one. Oh, nice job getting that sent out.
A little bit of confusion for York.
I'm not even sure everyone knows what's going on. Oh, and there's a, it's going to keep bouncing.
They're going to use that ball to inbound now. It looks like they might have lost the ball.
Oh, sliding, but recovering is Rieger. Rieger being pushed to the side. Now Jones. Jones winds up and he shoots and scores. Hat trick for the second player, Duke's player today, making it 9-3. Bennett Jones. Or fourth goal, I'm sorry. Jones's fourth goal. So he's on an absolute tear tonight along with Rieger, accounting for a total of 7 of the 9 goals. Doing an excellent job.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Connor. I mean, that's just an easy look there for Jones. And, I mean, Maine South has to do a much better job of covering him. I mean, they've just been leaving him unaccounted for on so many of these plays for York.
So powerful when he gets into that shot, and you just can't leave him uncontested like that. It's just never going to work in your favor.
So now, 1:05 to go here in the third. See if York might try and hold for the final goal as the clock winds.
I mean, if they give it to you, might as well go for it, but I don't think you should be forcing anything and letting them hit it with a last second shot like they did that resulted in the goal. Something crazy going on right now. You know, they're just, you said, Luca, they're just kind of taking their time. Flag flies. The shot and the score for number 6, Adam Crum.
Goal by number 6, Adam Crum, his second of the night.
That's Crum's second, as you just heard over the PA. So now 16 seconds left to do something here before the horn sounds. That is for the start or the end of the third. And York will come out with that, but is immediately pressured.
Hellman some trouble. And not sure what's going on, but the clock's going to start. There's just a second, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. Dukes score a couple more, make it 10-3.
At the end of 3 quarters.
So we head to the fourth with a 7-goal lead. You're watching York Sports Network Boys Lacrosse. We welcome you back to the start of the fourth quarter. Just 10 seconds away here, 10-3 your score at Clarence D. East Field. And it's really on the back of Bennett Jones. He's been an unstoppable force so far.
Yeah, Connor, 4 out of the 10 goals for York. I mean, that's just incredible. And he's been so efficient, too. I mean, he's 4 for 4 for shot on goals.
The face-off as won by the Dukes. Duke slowing it down. They go with a long pass. Crum. Over to Plata. Plata spinning. Fires. Can't connect. This one's gonna go in favor of Maine South, so they'll take it up the other way. And this one pops out and recovered by Maine South. Wise decision to send it down to the goalie, Weber. The wraparound shot is no good. This one's going to keep rolling. And Rieger was fighting for it. We'll see what the call is.
So now just under 10 minutes remain here in the ball game. York still with a commanding 10-3 lead. Maine South with it now.
Yeah, I think they're really starting to run out of time if something doesn't happen here. They try bouncing it in. No problem for Jack Kevin as he corrals it in for the save. And Luca, you know, you're going to have to start scoring just a little bit over every minute.
Yeah.
And with the pace that they're playing at, I'm not sure if they have it in them to pull this off.
Yeah, Connor, and that's what I was just about to say. I mean, it'd be a whole different story if we saw them scoring at a faster pace, but these possessions that they've been having where they've been trying to score, they've just been so slow. And, I mean, it's good to play deliberate, but at the same time, you got to be watching the clock, too, and making sure you're not chewing a ton of it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Luca. And I kind of feel like they've been doing a little bit more chewing. You know, they've been taking their time, which was good in the beginning when it was a
close game.
Yeah, when it was only like 3-0. But now you really got to just keep your gas on the pedal and don't relinquish, don't give up anything. And that we're kind of starting to see them do that, but they're just a little bit uncomfortable.
It's just looking sloppy right now, as you just saw that play. I mean, teammates running into each other and losing control. Shot on goal, no good there. 9 minutes remaining. Another deflection there for York.
Yeah, Kevin is just an absolute workhorse behind the goal tonight. And there's an ill-advised pass that's going to be intercepted by Maine South. They jump into it, and this one's going to be wide left. So another missed opportunity.
Yeah, that just made them 0 for 3 from the field for 60 seconds. 3 shot attempts there, and I mean, that's good. You're playing fast pace, but I mean, they just were not able to get a goal. So York keeping it going on the other side.
Plata now with Rieger. Now to Plata, who picks it up. Getting pushed from behind. Now the ball is loose.
Maine South with a fast break opportunity here. They've got numbers.
They got to take advantage of this, Luca. Jack Handley with it. Dukes with it, and now they're really starting to break down this team. Michael Builder, who had it, now drops it off. And the shot from Rieger, who tried to go in low to high, can't get it to go.
Seven minutes to go here. Still no change in score.
Dukes with it now with 6 minutes and 53 seconds, and now this game is just becoming even more out of hand. You know, York already with a great chance to pull this off and win the game, but now you kind of wonder. Maybe it really is too much. Plata can't handle this one, and it gets scooped up.
Now here's the numbers Maine South needs.
The shot is way too high, and it goes well out of bounds.
Yeah, really ill-advised shot there from Maine South. I mean, I get you're trying to get score, I mean, as quick as possible, but, I mean, taking it coast to coast, I mean, that was
now,
way up.
With the way they played the first 3 quarters of the game, now you're kind of forced to take these risks. And, I mean, Handley just sent it soaring over the goal.
As there will be a goal there for Maine South.
So they add one. Smith able to score, but it's still only a 6-point deficit still remaining for Maine South.
As a timeout here is called by York. So with that, we will step aside. You are watching York Sports Network.
Six minutes remaining here in the game. 10-4 your score here at Clarence D. East Field between New York High School and Maine South. Scramble for the ball, and it's going to be picked up by no one because the whistle's blown, but it goes in favor of York, and that's exactly what the Dukes need. Now I think, Luca, is the time where if you're York, you just got to kill the clock and just, just end the game.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it looks like, yeah, they're just going to keep it outside.
Eventually they may have to take a shot or two, but for now, at least, you definitely just want to take it slow, but they got some other plans. Plata's pass gets knocked down. He's got to run all the way around. Low pass. Who's got it? Plata knocks it out, and it's scooped up by P.J. McLafferty. Crum. Sends it over to Reddick. or McLafferty in some trouble. Now Crum escapes with it. Rieger swings it to Plata.
Now 4.5 minutes remaining.
They've shaved nearly 90 seconds off since returning from the timeout. So whatever they talked about, it worked. Rieger over to Crum. Plata shoots, and he can't connect for the goal. He had the open lane, but just misses to the left. Dukes retain possession. Spinning is Rieger. Now on the cutback. Rieger intended for, it was in between Crum and a couple other players, and now getting hit to the ground is McLafferty, so a penalty flag goes flying, so it's something to be aware about if York ever loses possession, though, because now only 3:38 left in the game. Who's got it? Crum picks it up, backpedals over to Rieger. Maine South showing no sense of urgency. Not sure if it really matters at this point. Down 6, and with the way that York has been playing defense.
Yeah.
And there still hasn't been a change of possession.
Substitution made on the other side. Jack War will come in.
This one poked out, but scooped back up by Crum. It's really been Crum, McLafferty, and Reddick kind of in a triangle. And this one goes out of bounds. It looked to be last touched by Maine South. And it was, I believe. There are substitutions being made.
So now 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go. And this is looking most definitely like a York victory in their home and season opener, Connor.
Yes, absolutely. And that's a perfect way to start off the season. I mean, people don't realize, but that just really kind of plays into how your season's going to go. And I know there's a lot of people that just mention how important it is to win your season opener, that first game of the season, and especially at home, too, in front of the home crowd. That's always a good feeling.
So there's a missed goal there by York. It's going to go the other way now. Maine South is going to try and push it. Almost pushed out of bounds there.
as York has a completely different group in the game.
Absolutely, and now they're kind of running with what looks to be maybe Team 3 or maybe Team 4 on the roster.
Flag is thrown. Maine
Oh,
South.
another save by Kevin.
Great job there by Maine South, still getting through the defense. As there's another block by Kevin, and it will ricochet Maine South again. Less than 90 seconds to go here.
Number 22, Andrew Mullen with his third goal of the evening.
So Mullen with the score, and 10-5. So now they're kind of bringing it a little bit closer than it once was, but a minute 24. Not going to change the outcome of this game, Luca. And this is a great win for the team all around. They did a great job. Kadowski's going to handle the face-off, which could be the final face-off of the game as there's only a minute 24 left to go. Got 84 seconds to make something happen. And Luke, you got to think if Kadowski wins this, oh, well, they call a false start on Kadowski, so it's not really going to matter. But I was going to say if he would have won it, you had to assume that that was going to be it because Maine South was showing no aggressive tendencies on defense. Nothing that would make you think that they were going to attack.
Yeah, it's strange to see because, like you said, Maine South really not trying on the defensive end in those 3 minutes that were chewed out by York. But, I mean, it looks like they're trying to get something going as there's a shot on goal right there on the offensive end. So it's definitely sending mixed signals on whether they're calling this a ball game or not. But, I mean, you have to, given that there's 45 seconds to go.
It's just a little bit too late to, just playing for some pride as that one's going to bounce up and go out. So 37.4 seconds left now. And it's really just starting to become evident that comeback is not. They had a chance about 3 minutes ago, but once they allowed York to chew all that clock,
as there's another
goal. So should hold my tongue.
Could we see a Tracy McGrady type comeback here? 27 seconds left.
Tracy McGrady didn't have to run 50 yards though.
That is 100% true. Yes.
It's not 50, it's 45. But you get the idea.
I don't even know how many yards. How many yards would you say an NBA court is?
Man, you know how many feet that is?
What is it, 60?
60 feet on an NBA court?
Am I lying?
So 20 yards? No, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah. So here we go. Kadowski trying to get open. He's going to pass out. York still being hounded here.
Okay, fine.
Malcolm gets hit.
Now spinning out.
And it looks like Maine South's defense is really trying to do something, but that'll do
That's
it.
not really going to matter. 10-6, your final score here on opening night, Luca. And got to say, I was really impressed with everything I've seen from this team.
Yeah, absolutely, Connor. I mean, great way to start off the season, like we were saying. Home and season opener.
Absolutely, Luca. York gets the win tonight. A lot more lacrosse games coming up this spring. Thank you all for tuning in. Connor, Choi, Luca DeSanto here. We'd also like to thank our cameraman Luca DeSanto as well for all his hard work
Real
tonight.
MVP,
The real MVP. And we'll catch you at the next stream, and go Dukes.